Welcome, welcome. It's great to have you here, Maria.
Thank you.
Yes. How would you
It's a
describe the
pleasure.
work that you do?
When I look at my work, I basically sit in meditation,
Mm,
and the things that I need in my life to be put out into the universe and to the public are things that come in from meditation.
mm,
So, and often, more than oftentimes, the things that come into my mind are very in line with the things going on in the spiritual realm of our people.
mm,
And hopefully politically, I don't I try not to go too political because it can be a dangerous road. So I typically go into the spiritual realm and in a place of healing. And what my main goal truly is when I do what I do is to give people joy and to have inspiration, so that they themselves can do the same thing that I'm doing, you
mm,
know?
mm. Yeah. So you're an artist, and you do coaching as well. You help people with heal through art and show them the power of art and how they can not just only become artists but become great human beings and connect to their true nature and the nature of life through art. And
Mhm.
what brought you to this point? Like, what's your story? All of it.
So
I said all of it.
I guess what I'm going to say in the shortest way possible is that there is so much in my life that this interview may not be able to catch all of it.
Mm,
Because my life was so complicated as a child.
mm,
Moving into America, I am adopted from Russia. I
mhm,
have two wonderful parents. My father works, used to work. He's retired now, and he taught me everything I had to know about driving and the psychology of driving in the United States
mm,
and how to drive, safety and all that. My mother is a photographer professionally and was a professor at Maryville College and at um, Eastern Michigan University of photography.
mm,
So they were really a big part of why I am the artist that I am. Um, I grew up in Russia, was
mhm,
born there. I had a twin sister. She passed, and God willing, she always still with me.
mm,
Um, I've got a mother who's passed away, and through very little known knowledge beyond the fact that she was very sick, and part of these things that made her sick was alcoholism, drug abuse, things of that nature,
mm,
and there's a potential that she might have been a prostitute,
mm,
things of that nature, but we don't really know. It's just speculation on that end because the government does not release information very well to the adoptees or the parents who adopted
mm,
from Russia.
mm. So you
In
were
terms of
adopted
my,
from Russia.
yes, I am adopted from Russia.
Oh wow. What city were you in Russia?
I was born in Krasny Kut, and that is a small village, southeast area of Kiev, which at the time was um, the USSR.
Mm-hmm.
It is now officially a part of, excuse me, I'm having a moment here on the name of it. It's not Russia any longer. It's Ukraine.
Ukraine. Yes,
As
Ukraine. Kiev is
yes,
not Ukraine. Yes, yes. Oh wow. And so a couple of things happened to you as a child. How did that affect you? Moving into the next, like how did all of that affect you?
the effects that it created for me was very detrimental.
Mm,
The experience of being in an orphanage, where it's very hush hush,
mm,
and Americans like to cover up the reality of what happens in Russia,
mm,
or they overstate the reality of what happens in Russia. And yet, but of course, in 1990, it's a different time from what we have here now in Russia. I'm sure, I'm sure things are changing.
Mm,
But at the time in the 1990s, it was very hard for us. Being in an orphanage, I was beat. I was consistently mentally and physically abused.
mm,
And this was within 7 years of my childhood. So there was a lot of PTSD, a lot of anger, and just, very complex uh, issues that occurred within me that created a huge ripple effect in my social standings with people, and
mm,
how I communicated with people, and how I was able to even have a conversation.
mm.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Your work is very, um, you know, interdimensional. It's almost like as if you are, painting from a different reality. Like what's that process like? Your works are very colorful, very vivid, and it's almost as if looking at your work takes a person into another world. In fact, if they look for too long, they can fall into into another space. So, like, how did you develop that?
I've always been that way since
Mm,
I was a child. My mother, it was very easy for them actually. I talked to mom and dad about this, and I told them about this interview. They said, it was easy. We just had to put some paper down, and you just started drawing
mm,
immediately. It
mm,
was innate within me. This was
mm,
something that I've always had.
mm,
I think parts of the reason why I explored outside of the regions of where I was because of my traumatic childhood. So
mm.
I was always tapped into the root system of my spirituality,
Okay.
tapped into the root system of God. And even though I did not know or perceive that as God,
Mm,
it to me was my reality, and that it was true. And it always is. To me, this is still true.
mm,
And these things do affect people. The way I put this work out, it brings people back into their own self, and
mm,
that's what I want.
mm,
You know,
mm. Wow. What's your medium? Is it watercolors? Is it?
I prefer many mediums.
Mm,
My preferred choice is watercolor, but my ultimate choice is I don't know if
You
you
want
can
to bring a
see.
piece? Yeah.
Yes, I'll bring one. Give me a second. It's a little bit of a mess here.
Mm,
Artist life.
yeah.
Here we go. I'll go ahead and bring this. This is the next endeavor I'm working on finishing up.
Oh wow. Let's put that up here. Mm.
Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
I might have to switch things around here.
Mm. Oh, I see. I see clearly. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ooh, love this. Yeah.
Well, I just want to make sure all the viewers can see it as well.
Mm.
So what I work through is oil paints, and let me share with you the kind of oils I use.
Mm.
Many of these oils are old school. I was gifted a large load of oil paints, and I use things like Liquitex
Mm.
oil paints. I have Grumbacher
Mm-hmm.
oil paints, and then I've also got Windsors.
Mm.
They're all wonderful paints to use. They're high quality, and in order to keep the vitality within it, is I use Liquid Light Gel.
Mm.
This is an
Oh, good
incredible
stuff. Yes. Yeah.
thing, and it gives it sheen when as you paint.
Mm.
So and protects it and gives it a nice glossy finish.
Mm.
Um, yeah. So this is one of my pieces. Another piece I have is currently this is a more recent piece, but another piece that I have is up at the mayor's office in Knoxville with
Mm.
Mayor India Kincannon.
Mm. In a way, I mean, some of your paintings are beastly, but they're not scary. They're almost even sensual, you know, in the way the
Can you
strokes
say
are
that
laid.
again for me? I cannot hear you.
Okay, I said some of your pieces are very, they're very beastly, but they're not scary. Instead, they're very sensual. In the way the strokes are laid out. And it pulls you in. When you're painting, like what goes on in your mind?
Emotion.
Emotion.
I tap into my emotions when
Mm,
I do this. I don't, and I tap into the voice inside of me that says, this is the right color. This is the right choice. This is where it's gonna go. I basically work through source. I work through God. I work through the higher realms
mm,
rather than myself.
mm,
Because if I'm in my ego while I'm working, then I start, cross factoring over things, and then everything starts becoming muddled.
mm.
And then I do not have trust with what I'm working, and the energy and the emotion of the actual piece loses the effect.
Hmm. Wow. Here's one of my favorite ones. The simplicity, this is just the simplicity and all the,
Oh, that
yeah.
one's not mine.
Yes, that's
That
not
one's
yours.
actually not mine.
Oh wow.
Nope.
I like that's one of my favorites. Here's another one I like again. Um, this one.
Yes, that one is
That
mine.
one is yours.
This is,
Yeah.
yes, that
This will
one's
be
definitely
typically your
mine.
style. Yeah, then okay, my favorite of all. Where is that one? It's oh yes, here is it. My favorite of all.
Yes, yes, yes. I just finished that a couple of days ago. It was at a this is called this is the same image as this piece right here. I don't know if you see it.
Yes,
It is the same image. I used that as my idea because I wanted to
idea.
actually have it in
Wow.
Knoxville
Mm,
for people to come and keep
mm,
and look after.
mm. Wow. So for people who want to either heal themselves through art, who want to learn a better way, who want to live the artist way, who want to simply just become better artists or better people through art, can they work with you from across the world, or they have to be in the physical space as you?
Absolutely, they can work across the world. People can come to me anytime. Actually, Connie works across the world for me.
Mm,
She's across all the way up on the other side of the United States, and I'm
mm,
in Tennessee here.
mm,
I the only thing is that I cannot be as hands on, but
mhm,
I am very capable of communicating in such a way that I could show you. We can use videography, and I could show you certain strokes, certain
mm,
movements that will allow you to take in visually the things that are necessary to change and transform the work that you want to work with.
mm. Beyond being able to create amazing piece of art, what is some other benefits that art has brought to your life?
It shows me my own reality. It
Mm,
shows me who I am.
mm,
A lot of the time that I find that there's a reflection of myself coming back
mm,
into from the work because you know I'm ADHD. I've dealt with a lot of trauma, and this is the greatest outlet I've had.
mm,
And actually, art has healed me in another way, and I'm going to be very real in addiction. I
mm,
I had dealt with a serious alcohol addiction,
mm,
and I finally cut it out of my life.
mm,
And um, this was one of the greatest gifts that I could have to deal with my emotions in the process of detoxing, in the process of the emotional flare ups, in the
mm,
process of dealing with feeling like I had friends that couldn't support me until I realized that they were,
mm,
Um, art has, I always say this, art is my greatest lover.
mm,
You know, it is always there for me.
mm,
And for some reason, art to me is a she. She's
mm,
always there for me. She listens to me. She reciprocates to me. She responds to me because if I go through and I do something that I may not like, it tells me
mm,
immediately. It's like, oh,
mm,
that's not right.
mm,
Huh. Okay, listen to yourself. Why am I getting distracted? What's going on internally?
mm,
What can I do better? And in existence with the art, I meditate
mm,
to help me focus better.
mm. And of course, different people will have different reasons. For you, what gives art that power?
Can you be a little bit more specific on that question?
Yes. So art is very powerful in transforming. For you, it helps with addiction. It has helped you with addiction. It has helped you recover. It has helped you heal from trauma and many things. There are other people who also claim the power of art. In fact, they say, art helps them create more outside of art, even in their business, in other things they do.
Mm.
So what gives art that power? Just to you. in your opinion?
The drive of knowing that when I sell the work,
Mm,
that I give somebody joy, but then
mm,
not just that, but from the money that I hope to raise over time, since this is new for me, is I would like to give back somehow to the community.
mm,
That is a great drive. And I think one of those things is helping people in orphanages for a fact. You know, had I not been adopted, had I not had the people that supported me the way they did through
mm,
my mental issues, and through my healing and through my addictions, I know for a fact that I would not be in this place.
mm,
Um, and I want to give this to opportunity to other children. I want to share
mm,
with them that they are capable of getting past these things, that
mm,
it's not just that it's not in their head and that people aren't there to get them, that they
mm,
are safe and they are loved and there are actual people out there who are willing to show them the path.
mm. Wow. Thank you very much for coming today. Your messages be bold, be charismatic, be intuitive, be loving, and and hope and love. So thank you very much for coming today and showing us your art and sharing your art with the world. So for those who wonder
Absolutely.
whether they want a piece from you, and your pieces are very powerful because you tap into source. So your piece is pure source. So whether they want
Yes.
whether they want a piece from you or they want to learn from you, what's the best way to connect with you?
You can contact me at my new email and directly business page. Excuse me, the perception of Masha at
Mm-hmm.
gmail.com.
Mm. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for coming today. Keep doing the great work you do. Yes.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Thank you.